back, everybody. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob here with you today on this fine, potentially Thursday, if you're listening to this on the day it comes out, or the wee morning or wee hours of the morning. Is that how you say it? If you're sexy Chris and you're working the overnight. I feel like he's probably one of the first people that gets this episode, except for like the international people, at least.
Yeah, I mean, if he's overnight though, he can get it right when it comes out.
Yeah, I'll get it right at midnight. But what I mean is, I don't know if it's midnight Eastern time or if it's like rolling midnight. It might be rolling midnight. Which case, like I said,
I don't know.
The international people.
That's a lot of work. I mean, I understand it. We're talking Apple and Spotify and big companies, but even for them to have like. No, if it comes out at midnight Eastern, then it's out at 9 p.m. California. Not that anyone from California would listen to us.
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think there's two. Actually, I think there's two people in California that listen.
Must be transplants. They can't be from there.
Yeah, yeah, probably not.
Or they love California as much as we love Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's true. No surprise, we're big in the Bible Belt. we got a super fan in Arkansas.
Makes me sick that we're fucking MAGA conservative. Red wave.
Yeah. That's what happens.
The red wave from Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's what it gets us. We get big in Arkansas. Maybe it's the Waldrops. I don't know. Hey, if it's one of you guys or it's one of your clan,
careful which clan.
I know. That's why I paused after I said that. I was like, ah, shit. We're talking about the South, and I said the word clan. But if it's one of your kin, let's use that. If you're a kin to the Waldrops, let us know. That'd be pretty cool. Or if you are a Waldrop, that would be even better. We'll get you on the show. See what you're up to. Why are you back in Arkansas?
Yeah, you can tell us how Arkansas is doing these days.
Yeah, because I think I don't have it in front of me, but I think Arkansas is if I'm not mistaken, a top 3 state for downloads for us.
I like that.
I mean, obviously Massachusetts is number 1.
So obviously we can make fun of Arkansas. You know, we're up north. You say Arkansas, I think backwards hillbillies and woo pig suey and whatever. Does Arkansas have like a city or anything that's like, and this is a genuine question, I'm not trying to shit on it.
Yeah, something that's not like the Ozarks, like the TV show The Ozarks.
Yeah, but isn't the Ozarks Missouri?
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean like along those lines, right? Is that what you mean? Like something that's not like super rural?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like is there like society in Arkansas?
I mean, there has to be, right? Like Little Rock is the only place that I know of, but I would have to imagine that Little Rock is like a city.
Yeah. That's like a southern city. Fayetteville. So the 10 largest cities in Arkansas: Fayetteville, Bentonville, Little Rock, Rogers, Fort Smith. And after that, I've heard of Pine Bluff because there is a college team, Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
Bella Vista doesn't really help me. I mean, that's like,
yeah,
anything can be named Bella Vista. Hot Springs is the same thing. Like, that doesn't tell much.
Yeah.
Texarkana.
I feel like I've heard of that. Texarkana.
Yeah. Jacksonville. I've heard of Jacksonville, Arkansas, because
that's Jacksonville State, isn't it?
No, that's Alabama.
Alabama.
Whoa, that's Arkansas.
There's a lot of Jacksonvilles in that one little part of the world.
Wonder why.
Yeah. Weird. It's not like there was some guy named Andrew Jackson that was Or no, Stonewall Jackson. Andrew Jackson was a president.
Yeah, he was a
Stonewall
bad one
Jackson.
too.
Yes.
No, Andrew Jackson was bad, like real bad. Or was
Yeah,
that
he got
Andrew
him.
Johnson?
Whoa. One of them. One of them got
Because
impeached.
if it's the one that was that bad, how is he on the $20 bill?
Yeah, it's a good point. It's got to be Andrew Johnson is the one that got impeached.
Andrew Jackson doesn't say anything about impeached. Did not like Native Americans though.
Yep.
Andrew Johnson. Yeah, he was impeached.
Okay. Who came first?
Fuck. Jackson. Jackson was the
Jackson.
seventh. He was the seventh president.
Oh, wow. It was that long ago, huh?
And Johnson was the 17th.
So
Now,
I wonder if Andrew Jackson was president, did we even have like
South?
Arkansas, Louisiana yet?
When was Louisiana purchase?
Oh God, I don't know.
Fucking history, people. Let's go. We need the
Fucking
fucking
Christ.
spoon. We need spoon back.
Yeah.
Our fucking history guy.
Yeah. Let's see. Louisiana Purchase was in 1803.
Who took over for Lincoln? Was this guy? Did this guy take over for Lincoln?
Who, Jackson?
Oh, yeah. Andrew Johnson took
Johnson
over
did.
for Lincoln.
Johnson did, yeah.
Oh, so he wasn't actually elected.
No.
Because
well, I was going to say, if Jackson was the seventh president, that might have been too soon before we even had the South.
I'll have to double check that. But because I was going to say, so in his like Wikipedia, like the top thing, it says Andrew Johnson favored quick restoration of the seceded states of the Union without protection for the newly freed people who were formerly enslaved. And I was going to say, how the fuck did he win a vote?
Yeah, he didn't.
But he didn't.
So he wanted to put slavery back in, basically? Or just not give people.
It sounds like he wanted to really just undo everything that Lincoln did. Like basically just throw out the Emancipation Proclamation, throw out.
Right. So I will say back in the day, there was no presidential ticket. It was people ran against each other. Whoever got the most votes was the president. Whoever got the second most votes was the vice president.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That kind of makes a little bit of sense that he would have been the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Andrew Jackson, seventh president.
Yeah.
1829 to 1837. That's like 40 years before Johnson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I knew he would. If I knew it was early, but so the Louisiana Purchase, what did I say, was 1803. So we did have the South.
Oh yeah.
When Jackson was president. Wow, we got the Louisiana Purchase was early on in our history. Talk about a fleece of the fucking century.
Who'd we fleece on that? Spain?
France.
France, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we bought it was the acquisition of the territory of Louisiana by the United States from the French First Republic in 1803 in exchange for $15 million.
So and it included most of, if not all of, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, the very north of Texas, Kansas, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, most of the Dakotas, bottom half of Minnesota, and Iowa.
I think it's basically everything between the Mississippi River and the Colorado River, kind of,
That looks to be correct. Without
Roughly. We're talking rough estimates here.
Yeah, ish.
Ish. Huh. So yeah.
But the rest of the South must have. I don't even know the original 13 colonies.
Yeah, I think the Carolinas were there. Virginia was there,
I
obviously.
want
I
to say
think
Georgia.
Georgia was there.
Florida wasn't.
No,
Georgia,
Florida
South
was owned
Carolina, North
by Spain.
Carolina, Virginia, Maryland. What did the line used to be? Was it the Mason-Dixon?
The line for what?
The North and the South.
Yeah, it was the Mason-Dixon.
All right, where was that? Was that in Maryland?
Yeah.
So was Maryland? Sorry, that was a dumb phrase question. So was the line Maryland, and was Maryland part of the South?
Maryland, I believe, is south of the Mason-Dixon.
And Delaware was northern.
Delaware could have also been with it.
I'm not buying that Delaware was a southern state.
Most bitch-ass southern state.
Even though it runs...
They're the Rhode Island of the South.
Effectively parallel.
I guess technically they kind of really are the Rhode Island of the South because they're really small and they're useless. And they probably didn't show up for the revolution.
Most likely they didn't.
Yeah. Because Massachusetts used to be huge.
Well, included Maine.
Yeah.
But not New Hampshire.
Right. We were connected on like the Portsmouth area, like the
Kittery.
The 95. Yeah, the 95, the current Route 95 corridor was the connector of Massachusetts to Maine.
Why did Massachusetts give up Maine?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't like the whole idea of people fucking their cousins.
That New Hampshire was in the way.
Yeah. They were like, I don't know, it's too much cousin fucking up there.
There's a state in the middle of our state.
Yeah. Because I think Vermont was also part of Massachusetts.
Yeah, I can't tell where Vermont would have stayed.
So, wow, Florida was pretty fucking big. West Florida was the bottom half of Mississippi and Alabama and a little bit of Georgia. And then East Florida was present day Florida. That's funny. Seeing all like how the shit.
It's almost like they taught us this shit in schools. But then, none of it mattered. Right. So we stopped paying attention until this episode.
Yep. And there we go. There we have it. How did we even get on that? I don't even know. Talking about where our listeners are.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
We went from Arkansas to the fucking Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah. To the 13 colonies.
So I guess I can go back to where I started. What to do in Arkansas?
What's what was the biggest city in Arkansas? Where is it? Brantonville?
Fayetteville.
There's one of those in North Carolina. Did I say that already?
Perhaps.
Fayetteville, Arkansas. Let's see.
This is gonna be good. This is gonna really fucking tell us what there is to do in Arkansas. So, according to TripAdvisor, top attractions in Arkansas: Museum of American Art, great. Thorn Crown Chapel, Garvin Woodland Gardens, Wildlife Refuge, Bathhouse, Bathhouse Row,
sick.
Intrigue Theater, Little Rock Central High School National Historic Site.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Bill Clinton Library.
That's not as big of a deal.
Christ of the Ozarks.
Oh shit, that's a thing.
That's a
That's like
Jesus. That's a giant
the
Jesus.
one in Rio de Janeiro, but it's in Arkansas.
Well, I mean, people do forget Jesus was a great American who literally wrote the Bible. So
Oh yeah. Duh.
fuck. Go back to what I need.
All
Don't
right.
ask me for
So
money. Don't ask me for fucking money.
so let's take a guess. Um Little Rock. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of things that Little Rock is the most populous city in Arkansas.
Yeah, it's
How
fair. It's like
many
how
people?
Plymouth is the biggest city,
Yeah.
town, whatever.
How many people do you think live in Little Rock, Arkansas?
500,000.
I'm going to say 150,000.
I think 500,000 is way too much.
Let's see. Population. Um, Largest city in Arkansas is Little Rock with a population of 204,405.
I needed to have my number. Dude, it's all museums and state parks. That's what Arkansas does.
200,000 people. What is that even the equivalent of? Like Alston?
Um, I don't know. Aren't like the southern cities like all around that?
Well, the next one. So first place is Little Rock at 204. Fayetteville is number 2, 98,000.
That's not a lot of
So
people.
that's like Everett. It's like a touch bigger
Yeah,
than
but it's
Everett. I think Everett's like 87.
but Everett's probably like fucking an eighth of the size.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like population density is gotta be insane.
Wow. There's literally 9 cities in the entire state that have more than 50,000 people. The
So
10th,
you said Little Rock was 250,000.
a little less, but yeah.
How many people do you think live in Savannah, Georgia?
Savannah, Georgia. 300,000.
150.
Whoa. I needed to have my number.
Charleston, South Carolina.
120.
151. So
Yeah,
Savannah's technically 147. It's 147 to 151.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I mean, having been at both places, but I remember, I know Charleston is a small like town, like city.
Augusta, Georgia.
Oh God, 60,000.
200,000.
What the fuck? How is Augusta, Georgia, the same size as Little Rock?
I don't know, dude. Whenever I get those Masters tickets, I'll let you know what Augusta's
yeah.
like.
Holy shit. Augusta, Georgia. So I mean, Atlanta has to have like
500,000. I have 500. Yeah, 500,000.
Oh, it does. I was gonna say 1 million.
I don't know. It said 500,000. I'm just googling this stuff. Like,
yeah.
I'm not checking facts.
That's interesting. I wonder how many cities actually have over 1 million people then. Because they're like, I would have thought a city like Atlanta would have had 1 million people. But if it only has 500,000, you know what I mean? Like Boston is huge, right? And it doesn't have 1 million people. It's got what, 800,000? Philly probably doesn't have 1 million people, but Philly's a big city.
So top 10 in the country. Number 10 is San Jose with 1.03 million.
Yeah, so looks like roughly 10 cities in the entire country have 1 million people.
I mean, I thought the list I hit was top 200. Why did they only give me fucking 10? Oh, here's the rest. Austin, Texas comes in at 996. So there are 10 cities in the United States with 1 million or more people in it.
Wow.
That's it.
Yeah. And New York has what, 11?
9.
something like that. Yeah, 9 million.
Probably
And
had more before.
LA has 20 million.
So LA on here, it says their population is 4 million.
Yeah, so they do. Yeah, the it's like Boston, but like on a bigger scale. So like actual LA proper probably has 4 million, but like LA, like we call Greater Boston, like Greater LA has like 20 million people in it,
But that's not LA.
plus
If
Mexicans.
it's Greater Boston equivalent to Greater LA, then it's not LA.
Yeah, but they for some reason they include it. Like I know nothing about LA, but there's places like Burbank and like I think um the Hollywood Hills and like shit like that where it's like different sections, but it's LA, but it's not LA, but it is. I don't know. I don't know. Like there's people very frequently say LA has 20 million people
So I think that, but okay.
plus Mexicans.
I think that comes down to the same thing where people ask me if Medford is Boston. It's not.
Right. Right.
And they're like, yeah, but it's like close enough. I go, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like Medford is a different city.
Right.
Now, again, I don't know if like New York's easy, right? It's the 5 boroughs.
Yep.
Now, Boston's stupid because there's like 23 neighborhoods.
Yeah, that's fucking dumb.
And it's like they split it
It's like
up and made
3
it
blocks wide.
and they made it annoying. So it's like, I don't know why you had to do that. And maybe New York isn't that easy. I don't know. But yeah, like I don't know if Boston's 800,000 includes Dorchester.
So they include in greater LA is LA, Anaheim, and Riverside. Those are like the 3 places that they combine to call like the greater LA. Which I mean, I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense because like Anaheim has sports shit in it that they say it's LA. Like the Angels. The Angels are in Anaheim.
Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah. Yeah, Burbank is in here. Irvine.
So now I'm curious if Boston's population is 675, does that include the neighborhoods?
I don't know.
Can we fit 600,000 people just downtown?
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I don't know. That's a lot.
Well, I think Boston proper has 800,000 people.
I just saw 675 for Boston.
I think Greater Boston is like 1.2 or something like that.
But then what is Greater Boston? I just say that because we were in the Greater Boston League and it's easier to
Right.
say, but are we actually in? Like, is Medford actually in Greater Boston?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Wikipedia because Greater LA gave me information. Greater Boston area. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say. I think this just brought me to, oh no, that's dumb. What the fuck? If you go on Wikipedia and type in Greater Boston, here you go for the principal cities. You ready? It's Boston, Worcester, Lowell, Cambridge, Quincy, Providence, Manchester, and Concord. That is incorrect.
Doesn't that include some cities that aren't in Massachusetts?
Yes, it does actually.
And doesn't it include one that's an hour away, 50 miles?
Yep, just about. I don't know principal cities and towns. No. It's trying to say that like the county, like Bridgewater, Middleborough. No, Wikipedia is fucking stupid. the Boston metropolitan area, Boston, Cambridge, Lowell, Providence, Quincy, Worcester.
That
No?
included a city that's not in Massachusetts too.
Yeah. That's the dumbest fucking shit ever. That's really fucking stupid.
Here's the other thing. Boston Combined Statistical Area. So it's called a CSA. So the Greater Boston CSA, there's only 2 in Massachusetts, Greater Springfield, Greater Boston. And Greater Boston includes Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. And some definitions extend into Connecticut.
That's dumb. So apparently there's different definitions of Greater Boston.
Yeah, we have a definition issue.
Yeah. That is really fucking stupid, though.
That they count. Literally, like there's literally something that says here a broader combined statistical area, including Providence, is home to 8.2 million people. We don't have that many people in this state, let alone this fucking city.
Yeah, the state only has like six and change. It's like 6.5 million.
So it's the 6th most populous in the United States, but that's because they're fucking encompassing everything.
Yeah, that's like, oh yeah, no, it's all in New England. All like New England. New England's got like 11 million people. We're just as big as New York.
Why don't you just let LA take fucking San Diego while you're at it?
Yeah. What the fuck?
And Seattle. Like if
Why
we're
not?
doing that.
Why not? Yeah, they might as well take Las Vegas too while they're at it.
You know what? Give them New York. Close enough.
Closer. It's closer than Boston, right? Yeah, that's fucking stupid. That really might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The Greater Boston area has over 8 million people in it. It's fucking stupid.
Our state only has 6.
Yeah. Oh yeah, as the population as the 2020 census, Boston is just shy of 700,000 people. Like the actual city.
Again, I'd still like to know if that includes like Charlestown and whatever. But I also I don't think I care enough.
Yeah. It's too much research. Too much work.
But yeah, I mean, through all that, I just realized that Arkansas doesn't have anything except some historical sites and state parks.
So, hey, anyone in Arkansas that wants to move, don't come here. The weather fucking sucks. Yeah,
that's the only reason.
And everything's expensive.
That's the only reason why someone from Arkansas wouldn't like Massachusetts. The weather.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
you ever hear of philosophical differences?
No, what's that?
That's the definition of why someone from Arkansas wouldn't want to live in Massachusetts.
Ah, okay. I gotcha. Well, something that people in Arkansas might actually like then. Recently, the Supreme Court has been on a tear. I was going to say a hot tear, a hot streak and a tear. Put them together. It has been rumored that the Supreme Court is going to end affirmative action, which, for anyone that doesn't know, affirmative action, I don't know when it was put into place, maybe the 60s or the 70s, I don't know. And it was supposed to help increase diversity in colleges, I think, in particular, or at least the Supreme Court is only looking at changing this for college admissions. So they're citing the fact that now colleges are using demographics as a discriminatory factor.
So this is like this is like Harvard reducing the amount of Asians they let in and whatever.
This is exactly that, because they actually cite that study that came out as part of the Supreme Court. Like it hasn't been ruled on yet, but like in the mullings over of whatever the fuck that it is that they do, when they just review shit, they had cited the Harvard case that has come out. That is, it's fact, right? Harvard was limiting the amount of Asian people that could get into their college because they had a quota. Basically,
Too many Asians.
There's too many Asians. So what the Supreme Court is looking into doing is removing affirmative action for college admissions. And obviously people are fucking losing their shit over this. So like, oh no, you're gonna support racism, where quite literally what's happening right now is racism.
It's all fucking racism.
Yeah, I mean,
everything's racism.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if you do something that someone doesn't like, you're a racist. So here we are with the definitions again. We got our definitions mixed up, because apparently when someone just doesn't do something that you like or you agree with, that makes them a racist. So I need to brush up on my definitions. But I don't know. I thought it was interesting that that it came out that the Supreme Court is looking into getting rid of affirmative action. Now, again, truthfully, I don't know for sure, but I am almost positive that this is only when it comes to higher education. So like college admissions, which good, right? Like people should be admitted to college based on their merit, not the color of their skin. Right? Like I feel like that's a pretty fair statement to make. I mean, I've made a lot of really stupid statements on this show over 4 years, but like I feel like that's probably not one of them.
But yeah, the racist people, they're not letting in enough people of color. So you got to fix it.
Yeah.
Go fix it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard in 2022 to look at something like affirmative action, and let's take it in very, very, very basic pretenses, where you choose someone because of the color of their skin. Now, the spirit of affirmative action came from white dominated, I don't want to say industries, but sex, I guess. So
yeah,
whether it's employment or higher education or whatever, funding, they wanted to get more Black people involved specifically because of our history with Black people specifically.
Right.
And obviously it extends to other people. Well, then when you take it too far another way, well, now it's, now you're discriminating against not just white people, but whoever in whatever situation.
Right.
So when you really break it down, is giving someone preferential treatment based on race. Sounds a lot like racism.
Sounds like racism with more steps.
Yeah, when I don't give you details, it sounds like racism.
Yeah.
But then when you use details, it's like, oh, okay. So because we were really, really shitty in history, we should make up for it. And it's like, hey, maybe down the road, that's not like a good idea. It's like, fuck it. That's tomorrow guy's problem.
Yeah, exactly. And now here we are 50 years later.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, 30, 40, 50 years, a long time.
Yeah.
Civil rights was only 60 years ago.
Yeah. That's not that long ago.
So a decision that came 40 or 50 years ago, abortion.
Yeah.
Abortion, affirmative action, whatever. They came as almost like knee-jerk reactions, and then it's like over time, it's like, oh, this was stupid.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we should have thought about this a little bit more.
And now it's going right back to take it away, and then naturally there'll be people that are like, oh wow, they're getting rid of affirmative action. That's fucking racist of them. Wait, that's white supremacy all over again. It's like, no, this started because of the Asian issue at Harvard.
Yeah.
White people actually weren't to blame yet for this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. Not to go into like a full like hits blunt moment here, but it it sort of makes you appreciate how good the founding fathers were of the country at like foresight, because they wrote something down. They wrote a bunch of shit down, and like 300 years later, like it's still pretty good. Like it's still pretty accurate. Like it checks out, right? Like it mostly checks out. Like I know people argue over the Second Amendment and like all kinds of whatever other shit, but like I would say at least 90% of it, everyone pretty much agrees is like pretty solid. And they did that shit 300 years ago. Whereas, like, we're talking about legislation that needs to get overturned after 40 years.
Do you remember when I sent you guys the Twitter account for the First Amendment?
Yes, vaguely.
So I was like flipping through it, and so the Twitter account, what it'll do is when people say this violates the First Amendment, that Twitter account will usually get tagged, and it'll say, no, this does not violate me, or yes, this does violate me. And it said something, was like, you are almost as useless as the Third Amendment. So I had to go to the Third Amendment. And now the Third Amendment has a page. And I had to go to the Third Amendment, which is soldiers shouldn't be quartered in your house in times of war.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, not only did I forget that was an amendment, that one doesn't, I mean, it makes sense still, but like it's not relevant at all anymore.
Yeah, because we own all of this land now. Like it made way more sense back then when it was like, if we were going to march on fucking Arkansas to go take Arkansas, well, we need somewhere to stay in like South Carolina. Yeah. So we would like quarter soldiers in houses in South Carolina and then send them to Arkansas. So like, yeah, it made sense back then, but like, yeah, that's it's kind of a moot point.
I think it was perfect though, like the fact that I'm like, what the fuck is the Third Amendment? And
Yeah.
when I click on it, that's the one it was.
I feel like there's a couple other goofy ones. The Fourth Amendment is search and seizure. The Fifth Amendment is to prevent yourself from, like, you don't have to self-incriminate, right? That's why everyone says plead the fifth.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th.
I don't know what the Sixth Amendment is. I think, or the Seventh. I think the Eighth Amendment is the cruel and unusual punishment. Like you're not like they kind of stopped you allowing people to like be drawn and quartered or like drowned alive and shit. Like you're not allowed to give someone the death penalty cruelly. Like it has to be humane.
Well, I was just gonna say, it was like, obviously I'm trying to find, I mean, I searched dumb amendments, so we'll see what I come up with. But then it's like some guy, obviously it's gonna be someone's opinion, whatever. So from worst to best, so second worst amendment is right to bear arms, and it was like, I don't even hate guns, but I hate people who defend this amendment. It's like, okay, dude.
Yeah. All right. Sick, pal. Thanks for that.
Yeah. And then, yeah, he doesn't even have what they actually are. Fuck. Ooh, 27 amendments dumbed down. I can be dumbed down.
I guess, though, technically I'd be talking more about the Bill of Rights, like for my original point of like the founding fathers, because the 27 amendments over time have been like, I think the 27th Amendment was passed in like the 40s or something. I don't know what it is. But
I don't either.
You know what's really funny is my favorite thing about the amendments is the ones that undo each other. I think there's only two, but I think it was the 21st Amendment was prohibition, right? Like the 21st Amendment made the sale of alcohol illegal. And then like the 23rd Amendment was like, yeah, we're going to undo the 21st Amendment. Like instead of just like deleting it or like erasing it, they were like, yeah, we're going to put in another amendment that says that amendment is null and void.
Oh, this is good. You want to talk about people want the government to like run our lives or whatever, or like, you know, take care of us, whatever. So when back in the 1700s, Congress approved 12 articles of amendment and submitted them to the states for ratification. Articles 3 through 12 are ratified. That is the first 10 amendments.
Yeah.
Article 2, so from 1789, Article 2 became the 27th Amendment in 1992.
Holy shit.
1789 to 1992, which was Article 2. How many years is that?
All of them? It's almost 300 years. No, 200 years. 1789 to 1992. Or it's like 203 years.
Took 203 years
to pass the 27th Amendment. What is the 27th Amendment?
I'm glad you asked. Prohibits any law that increases or decreases the salary of members of Congress from taking effect until after the next election of the House of Representatives has occurred.
Wow.
Took them 203 years to figure that out.
Awesome. So I found it, the Sixth Amendment.
Say really quick though. Article 1, still pending before the states.
Oh, good. The very first article that was ever written as an amendment.
Should we?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, God. It's not even easy. Hold on. Oh, fuck me. Just fucking tell me what it is. Just tell me.
Give me the dumbed down version.
Dude, okay, so this is the thing. There is no dumbed down version because they're giving me all of the background. Yeah. Oh, back on September 25th, James Madison did this, and there's no time limit. Okay, I don't care. And then it's like, oh, due to the concerns of the anti-federalists. It's like, was that from fucking Star Wars? Like,
is that the Republic or the Empire? Which one are they?
Mathematical formula for determining the number of seats in the House of Representatives. You would initially have required one representative for every 30,000 constituents, with that number eventually climbing to one representative for every 50,000 constituents. However, there's some agreement that the last line contains a scrivener's error, which is a mathematical discrepancy.
So it's like how many representatives are there based on population?
How to do it, but the math sucks. So
yeah, we'll let that one die.
Still pending.
They were good at thinking, but they weren't so good at math.
No, math wasn't their strong suit.
That's fine. You know, math wasn't that important back then. So I found the rest of the Bill of Rights. The Sixth Amendment was the speedy trial to a jury of your peers, right? So that one that I remember that now. And the Seventh Amendment has to do with, you're guaranteed a jury in a civil case of more than $20. So that's cool, I guess. That's kind of a lame amendment. The Eighth Amendment is no excessive bail. I remember that one now. That makes sense. So where is the cruel and unusual punishment?
It's in 8.
Oh, it is part of 8.
Yep. Excessive bail should not be
Ah,
required,
right,
nor
right,
excessive
right.
fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
Yep. That's so. I think I was right. I think I said that was the Eighth Amendment. 9 is the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. What the fuck does that even mean? I feel like I just said words. Like I don't like my brain can't compute what those words mean in a sentence.
Um,
I have no idea.
so
Oh, that there's so the Ninth Amendment declares that there are additional fundamental rights that exist outside the Constitution. Hey, man, that seems like a slippery slope.
well, that's the abortion debate right there.
Yeah.
Because some people say, well, of course abortion's a constitutional right.
Yeah.
Look at the Ninth Amendment. And some people look at it and go, it's absolutely not a constitutional right. Like, why? Where is that a right? It's like, well, look at the Ninth Amendment. Well, the Ninth Amendment doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So no shit, we can't figure this out.
Oh, so that's also why people are like, oh, healthcare. Healthcare is a human right. It's not. It's not actually.
Well, I will say it's a fucking not a human right, but I don't go anyway, so Massachusetts should fucking pay for mine. If you're gonna require me to have it, you should fucking pay for it. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Then people will be like, but have you ever heard of the VA? I have. I don't go to the doctor, so fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
But if you ever want to get an appointment, stop. I don't need an appointment. And yes, there are plenty of people that need appointments. Lots of people need them.
Yeah.
And the VA sucks. But I don't care. I don't go.
I feel like the Ninth and the 10th Amendment almost kind of oppose each other a little bit. Because the Ninth Amendment says there's other rights that are outside of the Constitution that people have. And then the 10th Amendment says that whatever power isn't granted to the federal government is then given to the states. Like I feel like
those are not
by
same
direct
thing.
writing, but like you could make the argument that like the 10th Amendment, like if you look at abortion, right? Well, if they're like, well, the Ninth Amendment says this, they're like, well, it doesn't really. But then you like, please see the 10th Amendment for, well, your state can just do it. Like your state can rule one way. It doesn't need to be.
So work with me here. Because again, this was written in 1789.
Yes.
Less than 100 years later, we had a massive issue in this country.
Really? What was that?
Now, perhaps if the amendment said all men are created equal, or I don't know what the fucking 15th Amendment is like slavery is illegal.
Right.
We could have fast forwarded a few years.
Yeah.
But what they were probably thinking with the Ninth Amendment was a lot of these guys. Now, obviously, Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. We know that.
Right.
So some of them might have sat there and been like, hey, do we need to put anything in here about owning other people? Nah, we'll put it in on the 9th. It's like, obviously, there's rights outside of what's explicitly said here. Yeah, you shouldn't be able to own other people. What do you think, Thomas Jefferson? Yeah, that vague one. Yeah, that's good. Good with that one.
Yeah, leave that intentionally vague.
Yeah. Don't list them out. We don't need to list out.
Whatever. They'll probably rewrite this shit in like 75 years anyway.
Yeah. When we fought a war with ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. No, they'll definitely come back and revisit this thing every so often. They won't just
someone will make a list at some point.
Yeah, there's no way people would just let it sit here for hundreds of years and not ever look at it again.
Yeah.
Obviously, things need to be changed.
Yeah. So, I mean, so when you take that into consideration, yes, the abortion thing currently comes down to the states
Right.
because we don't know if it follows the Ninth Amendment or not.
Yeah. But because of the 10th Amendment,
It goes to the
it goes
states.
to the states.
Now, it would be a lot easier when, because truthfully, I don't know what other, yeah, so I guess healthcare would be another one.
Right.
Because healthcare, we don't know if that's a constitutional right.
Right.
So it comes down to the state.
Yeah.
But that's also a different level of corruption in a way. Because then it's like, you have to have it. And most of these agencies are state run. So it's like, what a fucking racket.
Yeah.
Can I sue Massachusetts for racketeering?
I mean, probably you can try.
Health insurance seems like a racketeering violation.
Yeah. I mean, truthfully, I don't know here we are with the definitions again. I don't know the textbook definition of racketeering.
I think it's like organized to commit a crime or something.
Yeah.
Form of criminal activity that involves the use of force, fraud, or intimidation to make money. I think fucking health insurance is racketeering in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it certainly
Because
can be.
I have to have it. That's force.
Right.
And I get it through the state or a state agency, so they make money.
Right. Yeah, you're
No, I'm not going to
forced to
read.
pay the state agency.
Yeah, now I'm not going to read on about, generally this has to do with illegal activities, but
No, we have to only use the part that fits our narrative.
right.
That's how you make arguments.
Right. I wouldn't want to read on about that.
No. You can't be fully informed about a topic.
I'm being extorted.
I think you are.
Hey, if you don't buy your own health insurance, we're going to fine you effectively double the rate that you pay. Sounds like extortion.
Yeah. But we're doing it because we care.
But we're here to protect you.
Yeah.
Well, then fucking cover it for me, and I just won't use it because it's too fucking hard.
Yeah.
The fucking the product will be so bad that I won't want to use it, but you pay for it.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll have to work on I'll have to start accumulating some lawyers to make my racketeering case against the state of Massachusetts.
All right. I get down with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a lawyer, so I can't do anything, but like, I'll support you.
All right, I'll put your name on it.
Yeah. All right. You want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right.
So one of there are a lot of simple pleasures in life, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Certain things, could be foods, music, whatever. Simple things, right?
Yeah.
Some people are on the record. They love watching kids fall off bikes. They could watch that shit every day. Something that I think I could watch every day is some kid at work that will not listen to me when I tell them to do things. Everything's an argument. All they do is mess around. And then all I say is, go grab a med ball off the rack. And inevitably, what happens next? They smash it into the ground, and it immediately rebounds up into their face. It is one of the best things to witness. And it's never a girl.
Right.
And generally it's not someone in high school. It's usually a middle school male.
Yep.
Which means
the peak of shithead.
They think they're the king shit of Turd Mountain.
Yes.
they think they know everything.
Yep.
They think they're tough or smart or good looking or whatever the fuck they think they are. When in reality, they're just nothing more than uninformed idiots.
Correct.
And generally pretty whiny. So not only do I say grab a med ball off the rack and you just bring it over here. At no point did I say smash it into the ground. At no point did I say and take it and throw it as hard as you can and make sure you meet the ball with your forehead if you can. Inevitably, someone always does it. They smash themselves right in the face, and then they try to play it off as though that didn't hurt. And I know, and you know, that hurt like hell.
Oh, yeah. I've been hit in the face with a med ball plenty of times.
And man, does it make me happy.
Yeah.
Especially, it's always a pain in the ass, kid.
Yeah, of course, because they're the ones that don't pay attention. They don't listen. They don't follow directions.
No, because you know what a normal kid does? They go, oh, go grab a med ball? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
They walk over, they grab it, and they wait for me to tell them what to do with it.
Exactly.
That's what a normal kid does.
Right. Right.
But nope. The loud ones, the annoying ones, they got to go over and get it, and they got to smash it into the ground.
Yeah. I wonder what would happen.
And we don't really use those rubber ones much because they bounce up and hit people in the face. That's why we don't use them a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I use the slam balls. Usually when you want to slam one off the ground, you use the slam ball.
Yeah, usually use something that's, or I use the like the more rubber ones for going side to side.
Yeah.
Where the ball doesn't hit you in the face.
Right.
It bounces to the side of you.
Right.
So guilty pleasure happened a couple weeks ago. That's when I put it in the sheet. Haven't used it since. It was our realtor's son. Real fucking pain in my ass.
Oh, nice.
And he fucking drilled himself. And then I don't know. I think one of the kids said something too. It's like, oh, that one almost hit me in the face. And I'm sitting there laughing because I can see the red mark on his nose. I can see where it hit him. I wonder if he's gonna say anything. And then I'm sitting there. I go, I wonder if he's gonna cry. That's another thing that hurts, especially if you get hit in the nose.
Oh yeah, if you get hit hard enough in the nose, it's like an involuntary reaction.
Yeah. Well, that is a reaction. Like if you get punched in the nose, you are going to tear.
Yeah.
So it's the simple things. It's the simple things that keep me going. Maybe what I'll do is, like, if the group's really being annoying next time, I'll tell them go grab a med ball, and I'll just wait for one of them to pound themselves in the face, and I'll go, okay, guys, you can put them back now.
All right, yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I just needed to see who was going to hit themselves in the face.
It's like we were playing high school football, and the fucking stupid coach goes, "Oh, we'll stop running when someone pukes." And then it's like, all right, usually it was one of the offensive linemen that would just take one for the team and just fucking stick their fingers down their throat and just puke and be like, all right, puked. Are we done?
Yeah, we're not stopping until someone pukes. It's like the beep test. I don't know if you ever had to run the beep test. But
yeah, that thing's fucking stupid.
It's like you're supposed to run it until you fail it twice.
Yeah.
So why don't you just stop running when you don't feel like it anymore?
Yeah.
And then what's the coach going to do? Yell at you? They're going to yell at you anyway. They're going to bag you anyway.
Right. So who cares?
May as well save yourself the trouble.
Yeah. I don't blame them. So I'm trying to think, this could be potentially a little bit longer. No, I'll save it. I'll save it for the next episode because this could actually be like a decent discussion. It's about something yeah. It's something that I watched on Disney Plus the other day, but I will pivot my final thought to something I got in one of my news emails that we have a potential for a hydrogen jet engine. So
I thought you were going to say bomb.
Well, I mean,
we already have those.
We do have those, and we had this little thing called the Hindenburg back in the day. That was that helium? No, I think it was hydrogen. Yeah, because hydrogen I think is a lot more combustive than helium. So yeah, if you didn't know about the Hindenburg, it was the giant fucking balloon, the air balloon that was filled with hydrogen, and it exploded. It went big boom in the sky. So scientists are now working on building an actual jet engine that uses hydrogen. So it says jet engines traditionally use kerosene, a fossil fuel derived from petroleum. Airlines cause an estimated 2.1% of global carbon emissions. I think that number is fudged. I think it's a little bit more than that. But whatever. Hydrogen is a highly flammable element. It's a gas at room temperature, but becomes liquid at, ready for this, minus 423 degrees Fahrenheit.
Can you convert that to Kelvin for me?
That's got to be like 6 Kelvin. So at 6 Kelvin, it becomes
might be
liquid.
2. It might be 2 Kelvin. I think Kelvin's like minus 220 fucking Fahrenheit.
Yeah, well, zero Kelvin is like considered absolute zero. Like it quite literally can't get any colder.
Minus 462 Fahrenheit to Kelvin.
Yeah, so 1 Kelvin is minus 457 degrees.
Yeah, so it's a minus 1.2 Kelvin.
Yeah. Well, no, it would be 1.2 Kelvin.
No, it says
there's no negatives. Kelvin doesn't have negatives. The Kelvin scale.
You said negative 462 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, is 1.2 Kelvin.
Can you see that?
No.
No, of course not. I don't know. The fucking the math.
That one.
The math machine says right here, minus 1.2.
Yeah, this says minus 457.87 is 1 Kelvin.
Oh, no, I converted because didn't you say that the Fahrenheit was minus 462?
23.
423?
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
That's 20 Kelvin. So at roughly 20 degrees Kelvin, hydrogen becomes a liquid. That's fucking insane. What is like...
That's warm.
What is 0 degrees Fahrenheit? That's 255 degrees Kelvin. Interesting. So anyway, the company that's doing this, that's building this hydrogen jet engine, is Rolls-Royce, believe it or not. I didn't know that Rolls-Royce made jet engines until today. But it's interesting because there's these little things, and we've talked about stuff like this before, right? There's these like little things here and there that could go a long way to reducing carbon emissions and like greenhouse gases and shit like that, right? Like everyone's like, oh my God, global warming, it's so bad. Oh, well, why don't we do something about it? Oh no, but it's so bad. Okay, so what can we do to fix it? I don't know, but do you know it's so bad? It's like, okay. I just feel like people like to just yell about it, but not actually, come up with solutions to their problems. And I feel like this could be a pretty legit solution, but it says right here that they're still decades away from successfully implementing this onto like commercial airlines. Decades away. Granted, like the Hindenburg was a bad thing, right? The fucking hot air balloon that exploded. But like, does that mean we're just never going to go back to hydrogen again? And like, now that we do, we're still decades away from coming up with an engine that would use hydrogen, where like the byproduct, I think, of this engine is literally water. Because I've heard people talk about this before. Like, I think a hydrogen engine, like the emissions that come out is water vapor. Instead of like burning gas, which is whatever, carbon dioxide and all kinds of other shit. So it's like, but no one thinks that this is a good idea. Like, no one thinks we should invest in this sort of technology.
Nope.
No, of course
It's
not.
bad.
Because no one wants to actually no one actually wants to get to the solutions. They just want to bitch about the problems.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
We're not a solutions-based country, all right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's for damn sure. So fuck all those people. Fuck your climate change people. Because this could probably fix a lot of issues there. So, because you would theoretically be able to use hydrogen engines to power literally anything, like cars, boats. Like, yeah, it might be more expensive at first, but like everything is more expensive at first. I was talking to Nick earlier, friend of the show. Shout out to Nick. He was talking about like buying a new TV. And he's like, it's wild to think that the amount of money that you would spend today on a 75-inch TV 10 years ago, you would spend that on a 32-inch TV that was like not a real flat screen. Like, it was the flat screen, you know, like Suckatron. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those where that was $1,000. The 32-inch Sony Vega with the massive back on it that was heavier than a fucking horse. But now today for $1,000, you can get a 75-inch TV that weighs about 32 pounds. So it's like, yeah, obviously. So the hydrogen shit would be more expensive and tougher at first, but like once you build it, the shit gets better.
Just how pretty much every industry has worked to this
Basically,
point.
Yeah. But no, we're still
How much was
away.
the first computer? Do you remember that?
Oh God.
Wasn't it like $7,000?
Yeah, I think so. And it took up an entire room.
But yeah, you're right. It's so bad it'll never get better.
Yeah. But no, we can't invest in hydrogen technology because why? Why would we?
Big Solar probably doesn't like it.
Yeah, probably. Well, you can't really use solar to power things.
Well, not with that attitude, you can't.
Yeah, no, that's true. That would be a really good idea, actually, to make airplanes, like make the hull of the airplane solar panels.
Do you think it would get enough sunlight?
I don't know. Maybe not.
It might not. So only there was a better way to get more sunlight than an airplane.
Yeah. Yeah, if only there was a more direct sun. If only there was a way to get a little bit closer too. So I don't know. Like I said, fuck all those people that bitch about the climate and then are like, oh no, there's nothing we can do about it. You need to stop driving your cars.
Yeah.
You need to buy an $80,000 Tesla. Okay. Fuck off.
It's just the cars.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing
Yeah,
more.
you need to stop eating meat.
Yeah, cow farts.
Yeah, it's cow farts. But we won't spend money on hydrogen technology. Yeah. Okay. So on that note, thank you for watching. Thanks for the coming along for the history lesson today too.
If you had Andrew Johnson and Andrew Jackson on your bingo card, then
yeah,
you can collect your winnings at the top.
Yeah, you can reach out to us at Sarcasm Speaks Pod on Instagram to collect the winnings. Or you can get us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks, or the website sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. You get a bunch of shit with our logo on it. It's pretty cool. And then what else we got here? mybookie.com. Go to mybookie.com, use the promo code SarcasmPod when you first sign up, and they will double your initial deposit up to $1,000. Likewise, you can use the same promo code SarcasmPod at grillyourassoff.com, and you will get 15% off your entire order every single time you check out over there. I think that's it. Oh, yeah. Like, rate, subscribe, review, tell everybody you know about the show. Give us 5 stars on Spotify and iTunes. I think now we're done. So until next time.